What if force healing existed, and how would that affect the timeline? Well, let's find out today. Before I start the video, I'd like you to please subscribe for Unlimited Power or your sequel fan. Oh, and I'm going to skip to Duel of the Fates because everything would be the same until Duel of the Fates. Because force healing exists, Qui-Gon survived his wound, and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon would together fight Maul. And because force healing did exist, they would not go for the waist or stab him because he could just force heal himself. They would go for the head because then he would not be alive to force heal. And with Qui-Gon alive, he would train Anakin. This would worry Palpatine because he needed Qui-Gon to die. But he wasn't dead. He was alive. And before the duel, he told Maul to go for the head. But Maul, being a Zabrak, was an idiot. Palpatine was thinking, stupid Zabrak, he ruined all my plans. He was very powerful, but also very stupid. That Zabrak's arrogance and ego clouded his judgment. But he was almost done manipulating Dooku, so that would work out, hopefully. And Dooku was a human, not a Zabrak, so he wasn't as arrogant, and he wasn't as bloodthirsty. And he was actually quite brilliant, so he needed Dooku to kill Qui-Gon, but how? Former Master Apprentice, he would have to torture Dooku. Not long after, Dooku would be manipulated, and he would be ordered to kill Qui-Gon, but he couldn't. But Palpatine didn't need him to say yes. Palpatine just needed him to be his apprentice because he was going to perform a ritual on Dooku. But in order for it to work, he'd have to give his blood willingly, not forcefully. So he said, okay, if you give me one drop of your blood. Dooku did. And Sidious began the ritual, and he mixed it in Dooku's water because it looked like water. And when Dooku, he put a drop in it, and when Dooku had it, it transformed him. And he was ordered to kill Qui-Gon Jinn. In the meantime, Sidious had to kill Plagueis, and he would do it quickly, not like he did last time, torturing him. He would just chop off his head. And that would be the end of Plagueis. In the meantime, Dooku would try to kill the Jedi, and in that time, he would kill many Jedi with his skills, but eventually, he would be captured. But he defeated over 200 Jedi, and he became the Youngling Slayer, and his lightsaber became the Youngling Slayer 9000. Yoda got rid of the spell, and he didn't think Dooku was in the dark side until Dooku said, "My old master," and then he sensed darkness still. Not as dark, but dark. Eventually, Yoda was able to crack Dooku with the help of Qui-Gon, and Dooku was sentenced 80 years in prison, where he would probably die. But I'm not at that part. I probably won't even come to that part. Maybe. The only Jedi that died were the ones who struggled with force healing, but everyone else survived. And only like the Jedi Order was 10,000. So not that many Jedi died, but there was a funeral, and it was a great loss for the Order that day. Still, they were their brothers. The Jedi wanted to find who was responsible. They took one of the droid heads and analyzed the information. Palpatine did not think of that. They got it from someone named Sidious in the Chancellor's office, and it all clicked. Chancellor Palpatine was the Sith Lord. So Yoda, Qui-Gon, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, and Plo Koon went to fight Palpatine. Palpatine was shocked to see so many Jedi, but he could sense that they were mad, and he took one of the sabers from his statue. In case the Jedi were to attack, he kept it for safety, which they did. The battle was fierce. He cut down Kit Fisto and almost got Plo Koon, but Mace Windu interfered. And when Sidious unleashed his Force lightning, Plo Koon used something called Force Judgment, not as powerful, but didn't last as long as it would because it's not as powerful. But Mace Windu got the opening and killed the Chancellor. And it took a while, but the Jedi were innocent. And Qui-Gon would train a very powerful Anakin Skywalker, and they would defeat probably anyone who stood in their way.